It's time for Oddsmakers, where JA's lack of big game experience will be quickly and forcefully exploited. Let's get the first one from our host, Anthony Joseph Sasha Vujacic-Reali.
What are you saying? I shoot three-pointers at the buzzer when my team's already up? First, let's do some Blades of Steel. Chances the Penguins even this series tomorrow.
Whoa, the Penguins at home have been really good. I mean, they're 9-0, like the third best start ever in NHL playoff history. They're undefeated when leading after 2 periods. I mean, they get the first goal. They're lights out. I think they're 10-0. So I'm going to say 70% chance of winning and evening the series.
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 50% because that's been about the home ratio. The home teams win about half the time in the NHL. It's not like the NBA where the home teams are winning all the time. It's interesting, the last two finals, they started off 2-0. They wound up getting extended to 7 games. So they might not win tonight. I'm going to say 50% chance, but I think they got a little too excited. They think like they'd accomplished something just because they finally scored a goal after getting shut out in Detroit.
That's worse than flopping. What's next?
I know. Some may call it Wilbon-esque. 50%. Put that on another show
Not
where
in
you
this
can
game.
get muted.
Not in this game.
Adande next. The chances Tim Duncan ever wins another title.
Woo! Well, look, you still got their big three. And their big three, with all, respect for the Bostonians, their big three's won some stuff. Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili being the others. You can trade. They got a smart organization, maybe the smartest. They're right up there when it comes to learning how to acquire players and fill in, even if they don't have a high draft pick. I'm going to say 60%.
60? That's too high, Mike. I'm going lower, 20%. Why? The Lakers are going to be running things in the West for a while now. They have experience now, and they get Andrew Bynum back next year.
They're going to win every year.
They have all the components. The Spurs, they'll be in the conference semis pretty much on a regular basis. You can book it. But New Orleans now, the experience New Orleans has going through Game 7, you think they're going to get past them
talent.
again? How about
a
tough team like Portland could get good in a hurry? 20%.
What's next?
Next, WNBA. Chances Candace Parker wins the MVP this year as a rookie.
Here's the deal. Candace Parker is the best player in women's basketball in the world, okay? In the world. This is sort of like when Magic Johnson came out of Michigan State and he said, wow, his game may really be suited for the NBA. Really suited. He won a championship as a rookie. He was the best player on the court in the ultimate game that year. I'm going to say Candace Parker, 90% chance she's the MVP right away.
I'm giving you a Gretzky here, 99% chance. There's a small fluctuation. I'll allow for that 1%, but she is the best player on the court. And, Mike, the important thing is that Lisa Leslie is going to allow her to be the best player. It's kind of like when David Robinson kind of stepped aside and let Tim Duncan take the Spurs to their first championship. It was kind of an interesting moment. Leslie, at the scoreboard at L.A., pointing to Candace and saying she's number 1.
She is, and she is. What's next?
Next is baseball. Chances Chipper Jones makes it to the All-Star break batting 400.
This is tough. I mean, he's hitting, 420 now? And he's at that point in his career, like George Brett sort of late in his career, where he's in control of himself. He's really calm. He can go about this. He's not going to be bothered by the media attention. I normally would say there's no chance for this, but I'm going to say there's a 33 1/3% chance that Chipper Jones will make it that far hitting 400.
First of all, the Tony Reali I know from Round the Horn would have called him Chipper Jones, but I'm going to say it's a 40% chance. It's interesting. I'm looking down all the splits. There's nothing really that he doesn't do well, day, night, road, whatever. But interesting, he's hitting in the 360s against the Padres. Who do they play in the last series before the All-Star break? The San Diego Padres. So if he's hovering around that line,
that
he
might
might
be
just
low.
dip right below before the All-Star break.
Might be low.
40%.
All right, let's recap.
Although I respect Adande's Chipper Jones, and he looked at the schedule there to talk about the Padres. A little check here. Didn't start well for you, J.A. The winner and still champion.
What about finishing strong?
A Kimbo Slice-like beatdown. Michael Ray Wilbon.
Beat down. Not even sweating. Let's take a break.
Great
But
debut,
when
Chris
we
Paul.
come back, Serena got bounced from the French Open this morning. Did Venus make this a daily double?
You say that was a beatdown.
The Williams sisters.
Recount.